Fans of the Horus Heresy and Warhammer 40,000, thank you very much for joining me for the second part of my Primaris Saturday unboxing videos. In the first video I unboxed and shared my thoughts on the Primaris Reaver Squad. In this video we're going to move on to these guys, the Primaris Aggressors. Let's have a look then. So this is a 3 miniature multi-part kit, and these guys look rather shooty, don't they? And rather assaulty, so they're an interesting addition, and I can't help but think that these are something of a re-imaging of the Centurion concept, but they look much better than the infamous, and infamous is a word, Space Marine within a Space Marine. So what I'm going to do in this review is I'm going to open up the pack, get out the miniatures, we'll have a look over the sprues, check the quality, and I'll share some thoughts as well. So let's get into it. Right, so 3 miniatures. This is £30, I believe. The Reaver Squad is 35. So it's £10 per model, so they're not cheap as far as plastic miniatures go. Let's have a look. Is it 2 sprues in there? So nowhere near as full a box as the Reavers. The Reavers had 4 sprues, this is just 2 sprues. So yeah, there we go. See what we get then. We get an Ultramarines transfer sheet. I'm now seeing the problem with this. If you buy sets of these, you're going to have these things coming out your nose. I'm actually kind of reappraising my opinion. I think it's a shame they didn't go for a non-generic transfer sheet now, or one that had Ultramarines and other chapter insignia on as well, because for a lot of us, I mean, okay, fine for Ultramarines, and I don't know, they must sell models, but I think they're going to be wasted. Right, so we get 3 40mm bases, 1, a 2, a 3. And we get 2 sprues, and we get an instruction booklet. So, yeah, clearly one observation on these guys has to be straight off the bat around GW pricing policy. 2 sprues, so identical production costs and sculpting costs, working out at £30 for a box set, whereas sprues is only £35. If those are 35, shouldn't these really be £17.50? Yeah, interesting. A thought there. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. Let's not dwell on the cost too much, and let's get into what we're really here to look at, which is the miniatures. Let's have a quick look over the instruction manual. So now these guys are interesting rules-wise. They turned out to be entirely assault troops. I first saw them, and a lot of people said this, they thought they were armed with missile launchers and bolters. Actually, the missile launchers are grenade launchers, short range, so they're all about close assault and volume of fire. And then for doing damage against heavy targets, they've got power gloves or power fists. Right, so these guys are wearing the Gravis armor variant of Mark X power armor, or powered armor. I wonder if they've got any posability in them. They're not looking tremendously posable. These ammo feeds in plastic are not going to lend themselves well to posability, are they? But then again, you've got 3 models in different poses, so yeah, maybe that doesn't matter too much. You have to, I don't know, what do you think about that? These feel really quite like the Inceptor Marines in terms of opposability in the build, just looking at them. Long multi-stage builds. You get the option of doing each guy with either the assault bolter and grenade launcher combination, or a pair of arm mounted flamers, which we will find out the name of in a moment, because I can't remember it as we speak. So you get a choice of heads for the sergeant, and the normal aggressor dude, and then you get a few purity seals as well. I always like it when they leave purity seals off miniatures, because purity seals are not to everyone's taste, and it's nice if you can add them on if you want to, but if you don't have to. Right, quick look at the rules. So same profile as an Inceptor Marine. Auto bolt storm gauntlets are assault 6 and 18 inches range, so they're kind of faster firing than a storm bolter with less range. Flamestorm gauntlets, range 8, assault 2d6. So I think if you can facilitate getting in close, those Flamestorm gauntlets are deadly weapons. However, if you go for the Fragstorm grenade launcher, you get an additional d6 shots per dude. For a full strength squad, you're looking at 6 times 3 is 18, plus a further 3d6 shots from the grenade launchers. So let's say that's 11, so you're going to average about 27 shots a turn. That's quite a lot of firepower for 3 guys. And then you've got a power fist weapon there for close combat. They can advance and shoot assault weapons without penalty. So yeah, good. Right, so usual stuff. I'm sure that will be a good construction guide, as they always tend to be from Citadel. Right. Now, let's have a quick look over the sprue and see what we've got. So here we've got the Flamestorm Gauntlet, sorry, and then the Boltstorm Gauntlet as well. Like these details. These are these ammo hoppers? Not sure, I think they are. They look at, got these funny little, I don't know, artifacts, relics perhaps, which the Primaris carry a lot. Now, those of you who know armour well, what do you call this raised plate when attached to a pauldron? I know it has a proper name and I can't remember it. There's one of the ammo feeds. Gosh, got some very delicate detailing. That'll look great, but obviously be careful when you're building these not to damage it. Is that a few bits of ammo? I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is. Let's get a look at the helmets. So the helmets look, I think these are standard Mark X helmets. Not sure if they're slightly different to the ones on the Inceptors and the Captain in Gravis armour. I do like the Sergeant head. That looks really good. Really, really good. That's an excellent sculpt. Right. What do these look like on the... What else we've got? Power couplings. I think these... Is that for the Flamer version? I think you get Flamer... Yeah, these are, I think, of a Flamer. So you get feeds for the Flamer fuel and then ammunition feeds for the bolters. So that's a nice variation, isn't it? Right, let's look at the mould lines on these. We've got a lot of work to do for cleanup. That was, I don't know, that's quite a big one. I mean, I guess you've got some mould lines running across some prominent locations, like down the front of that leg. I mean, there are a few parts with some mould line cleanup to do, and they look a bit more than perhaps the Reavers on the parts where they are, but then looking at things like the shoulder pads, they've been moulded in such a way that they're cleverly moulded as to avoid having much of a mould line. I think there'll be some parts where there's not a lot of mould line cleanup to do, where you'll have quite a bit. So, I don't know, perhaps overall, at an average point, they'll be pretty fine. Right, is this sprue the same as the first? No, it's different. No, it's different. Right, it is different. So we've got some ammo feeds for the bolters. Got the torso, or the almost carapace mounted grenade dispensers. Got the helmeted and the sergeant head again. And the characteristic chunky armour. This is all very similar sort of parts to the first sprue, so yeah, very good. I think overall there's more cleanup to do in terms of the size of mould lines as compared to the Primaris Reavers. I think they're better than the Inceptor Marines, though. I do think they're better. Great looking parts, lots of detail as always. So yeah, I think that's everything I've got to say on the Primaris Aggressors by Citadel Miniatures. So, what do you think about these guys? Do you think these are a genuine rehabilitation of the concept of the Centurion? Did you like Centurions? Don't you like these? Do you like Centurions and you like these? I don't know. Share your thoughts in the comments. Or even, do you think there's something entirely new and drawing on a concept from somewhere else? As always, I'll be fascinated to hear. But other than that, I'd just like to say thank you very much for watching. I'll speak to you next time, and goodbye.